Hello and welcome to Bat to the Ball. My name is Andrew, and I am here to break down the Brewers Series versus the Colorado Rockies in Coors. Um, Pretty interesting series, but and very good result for the Brewers. So let's break it all down. Why don't we? Game one starts out with a got what is it? I always forget who started. It was Sprout versus Feltner or whatever. Feltner was kind of dealing for a while in this game or whatever. Sprout was weeding his way through traffic or whatever, and just not a particularly great start. I mean, in essence, he only still ended up giving up 3 runs or whatever, but it's like he had a ton of um just traffic on the base pads or whatever. So not good sign necessarily, but is what it is. But the thing is with this game is that the Rockies jump out to an early 1-0 lead. The Brewers end up tying it real fast in the second inning, but Sproat would go to give up at least a run in each of the first 3 innings. His last 2 innings were a lot better than his first 3, so I'll give him that. Maybe he was like he finally adjusted to Coors. Maybe he just felt a little more comfortable. Not really sure. Maybe they figured out something. Maybe he just relied more on his fastball. Kind of felt like what he was doing. I think kind of like what I think it was Levering and Diller were talking about how it's like in the broadcast they were talking about how it feels like with Sprout he has so much good stuff, but he just needs to pick something to really be next level and stuff like that. Whether that's the cutter, fastball, sweeper, slider, whatever. Like just pick 1 to 2, 3 things or whatever, and just go with that because it feels like that's kind of how major league pitcher go for. I mean, if you look at like Mizrowski, Harrison, and stuff like that, like what makes them good and stuff like that. And it's like it's Harrison's ability to mix in his fastball with his slurve and just control. It's pure control. With Mizrowski, I mean, it's just his stuff. He's blow it by you fastball with some off speed stuff that's still in the mid 90s. So, but we'll get to that. Whatever. So it's like, but the Brewers were kind of blanked for they only had 1 hit up to the 9th inning, and then the 9th inning goes, we ain't losing this. So they put together a rally. Bauer singled, Frelick doubled. I mean, it was just a hit parade in that 8th inning after I think it was off Senzatella, wasn't he? Which is crazy to me that Senzatella was having a good year prior to this or whatever. It's like his ERA is still under 2 as a result or whatever, but like, and he pitched like a pretty good 8th inning because he came in and stuff like that. And I'm like, what do you mean Anthony Senzatella has been good? Like his numbers, he's been sitting in like the 5.6 ERAs. It's crazy to me from the bullpen. He's got a 1.30 ERA, and I'm like, what? That's pretty wild when I saw it when they brought that up on there. I was like, huh? Okay. I mean, sure, you unlocked something. Great. Good for you. But he did not have it in that 9th inning. Brewers would go on to score the tying runs. Yeah, because there were the tying runs and then the go-ahead runs from a single from Vaughn, a pinch hit. So Brewers are up 5-3 going into that 9th inning, and McGill's on the bump or whatever. And then his first out, miscommunication. Bowers probably should have maybe took one too many steps trying to go for the ball. I mean, even a minute after the game, it was just like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that type thing, but it is what it is. You work around it type thing, and McGill just, it was a fastball or whatever. He ended up working through it, only giving up. He didn't, he did end up giving up the lead and stuff like that, and they tied it. So we went into extra innings where, again, Brewers scored a good amount of runs. It's like you got a double from Bowers after a I can't remember if it was a walk or if it was a single from Yelly. Probably a walk. Yeah, because he didn't have any hits. I don't remember exactly. Either way, it's like Bowers drives in 2. He was the free guy in second extras. And Gary Sanchez score. Oh, yeah, it was like Trang and Gary. Yep. Sorry, I had to put it in my head or whatever. And then it just kind of like from there, Mitchell got a ground ball to the left fielder. Like Frelick singled singled, and all of a sudden, okay, Brewers up 9-5. Okay. We've got a 4-run lead. Even if they score the one, it's not a big deal type thing. But I was like, and then Ashby comes in, hits the first guy, and I'm just sitting going, oh boy, this game is just cursed. Like that. I mean, with Ashby, he hasn't been pitching as much recently, so I think he's kind of feeling a little bit of a rust there, trying to overthrow the ball. I'm not really sure. I don't know. I can't really explain that one or whatever to you. He usually has such good command of his pitches that hitting the first guy, like it wasn't even close. It was like, it wasn't like he just straight up, like, he lost that ball and it just hit him on the backside or whatever. I think it was like leg or butt or something. I'm not sure. Either way, you give up a couple runs, you make it close. There was a chance but ultimately Ashby pulls it out after, I think, getting settled on from Hook, or it was Contreras coming out to talk to him. So he's just like, hey, calm down type of thing. Brewers ended up winning game 1 at 9-7. It was a pretty crazy game considering that going into the ninth inning, the score was it was like 3-1. And so, yeah. And by the ninth inning, it was 5. End of the ninth inning, it was 5-5. And then, yeah, and then it's just like, just so many runs were scored at the end of the game. But but wins a win, gets the offense going after being completely blanked for a good chunk of that game. So that was a good win, despite how bad we played 80% of that game. In the end, it's how you finish, not how you started or midway through the game or whatever. So, nothing really to stand out here. I mean, it was kind of just like, ended up taking out Contreras, put in Sanchez or whatever. So it's like you unloaded all your bench players, like that, and then thing or whatever. But you thought you had the win and stuff like that. So I can't really blame. Yeah, I mean, that one was so weird and so wild. It's like crazy to think that going into the ninth inning was 3-1, and then the final score ended up being 9-7. Pretty wild. Game 2 was not as wild as game 1, and wake up, it's Mizorowski day, baby. We got Mizorowski on the mound at Coors Field and stuff like that. Miz wasn't as sharp as he had been prior to it. Maybe it's just the offensive mindset of attack from the Rockies that kind of just threw him. They were getting around on the fastball a little bit, not enough to make great amount of contact, but enough to get some hits. Miz I think was kind of struggling with a bit of his command. He ended up walking 3 guys. He still struck out 8 or whatever. I just remember, was it the 7th inning or whatever? It was like I think because it was a 3-1 game at that point. 3-1 game at that point, and he had 2 runners on. They had to start the inning or whatever, and then I think he got a little pop fly, or did he strike out? He might have got the strikeout because I think he ended up striking out the side on that. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself though. First inning, I mean, Terang just really gets into a fly ball, oppo field hit or whatever. Second inning, David Hamilton hitting a home run too. I think that was kind of just straightaway center field. The Coors effect was in effect, but the Rockies would kind of come back and get a run here with a double off of Mizorowski, but luckily William Contreras gave us a little extra insurance with his 5th home run of the year. 5th home run of the year. It was the 7th inning where Mizorowski started to lose a bit of his command. Like he was just like, I loved his little interaction he had with Murph from the mound. Basically, it was just like he gave up a couple guys. I think he gave a walk and then a hit, and he had runners on the corners, nobody out, and a 3-1 ball game. And he's looking over at Murph. He's like, I got this. And then you can see Murph's like, you want it? All right, it's all yours. You got it. And it was just like, I think he got the first strikeout, and he's like, no. It's like, I got this. This is my moment. I got this. So, and Murph listened to him, and he did it and got through it or whatever. That was the moment, and I think a lot of people will look at it, myself included, where I think Miz kind of he's had ace material stuff, but it's just like that's kind of like the moment where it's like, you can easily say it's like, oh man, I don't want to like I don't want to leave this mountain. It's like this mine, well, you haven't been good or whatever type thing. But Miz has been good, so he should be given the leeway or whatever. And Murph, and because I think even Miz recognizes like, oh man, Murph's gonna take me out. I don't want to come out of this game. I feel good type thing. Like I'm not done. And I was like, I want to see this through type thing. At least the seventh inning. I think you probably wanted to come up for the eighth, but you were at 95 pitches there. Um, but yeah, I was like that moment right there really felt like, okay, Miz is confident in what he's doing, and when you have that kind of confidence in what you're doing, it's hard for anyone to stop you, especially when the guy like with the stuff that he has or whatever, and to go out and like this is a Rockies team that is aggressive. They if they do one thing, they hit the ball, whether it's whether it might not be home runs, but they put the ball into play. And the fact is, they go 3 strikeouts, and you got runners in the corners in a 3-1 ball game. Like I feel like this team more often than not comes out, and if I'm not mistaken, he had some of the more bigger hitters for the Rockies in that thing or whatever. And it's like, look, it might not be like the big stars, Ohtani, whatever. There wasn't like Bryce Harper or something like that or whatever. But like these guys count or whatever. These guys are all major leaguers for a reason. So that was big. That was big. And as a result of that, the Brewers kind of just continue to add on with that or whatever. The eighth inning, it's like eighth inning. Trang hits another homer, second homer of the game, and then Jake Bauers gets on that. He raked one out there to left field. So got the hit and shoes on. The Coors effect was in play. It was great. It was a good game. It was a great game. It was like that was such a fun game to watch. It's like truly when Miz is on the mound, they say it, everyone kind of talks about it. Whenever Miz is on the mound, it is so much fun to watch him pitch, whether it's this is like what he said, he reset the major league record for fastest thrown pitch by a starting pitcher or whatever at like 103.7 or something like that. I mean, that's impressive. That is still mind-blowing numbers. So Mizrowski is, he's special. The fact is, he still might not be the starter in the NL All-Star game is crazy because Christopher Sanchez has been crazy good. So that'll be interesting. I wonder if the Brewers will end up facing, because they do have a series with the Phillies upcoming. So see if the Brewers can't get to Christopher Sanchez like no other team seems to be able to. So, but that is not who we face next. I think that's who we come back to though after our next series. So either way, the Miz was great as always. Offense, the home run ball was back into play. That was that. And then going on to game 3, you got Drohan versus Kyle Freeland. So yeah, it looks like this is actually a game that I didn't really catch the beginning half of, but it looks like Drohan kind of struggled right off the bat, giving up double from Toval, as well as a RBI to Hunter Goodman. Colorado got ahead early 2-1, but the Brewers would respond in the top of the second. Rengifo doubled. Vaughn scores after I think Vaughn had a double. How many hits? Vaughn had 3 hits that game. This is why I'm like, dude, I know we can't take Bauers out of the lineup. Today was a day where he was out of the lineup because it was a rest day. You gotta give these guys at least a rest here or there. Otherwise, they're gonna get burnt out, or you're gonna start to see guys kind of like get into ruts in ways. So you can't have to do that. Every type thing is why Contreras was DHing and Sanchez was that. So no Yelly in today's game either. But yeah, it was like that's just what we needed from there. But it was like so Rengifo was there. But back to my point, I was like we need to have Vaughn in that lineup more often and stuff like that. And ultimately, what ends up coming down to is that like somebody's gonna get left out, whether that's Frelick or Mitchell type thing, because you can't take out Churio. He's been too good to leave out, and he's one of your important bats. So you can't really sit him unless he's hurt, God forbid. But my point being, but it's like, well, we need to have Bowers in there too. But then you have and then because you have Yelich, because Yelich is going to be a DH, and you need Yelich. Uh, but it's like that means that Bauer is going to have to play the outfield. It's like I need Vaughn in there more often. He's like his bat provides a lot. I know he can be a little bit suspect on defensive first base. It's very rare when that happens, so I'm not really too worried about it. It's like so rare. Um, but yeah, it's like really realistically, that's just what it's needed. Um, it's like it's to play the game. It's like, oh, who gets the at bats, who gets whatever type thing. It was like, I know when Yelich was still hurt, Vaughn would get the DH spot, and that was like, oh, being able to play them both. Bowers stay at first. Um, it's like it's interesting that we have a real problem when it comes to first base. When I feel like the Brewers have not had that issue in quite some time. So, but yeah, Vaughn showed off why he's important to this team, and he is a big bat. And sometimes I think we and everyone else kind of forgets about that, especially being a right-handed bat when we have a ton of lefties in that lineup. He's important. He's important. But Bowers has been doing so good against lefties too that you can't really leave him out either. But it was like, so it's kind of 3-1 for a while there, 2-1 for a while, and then they scored one in the fifth or whatever, and then the sixth inning, Brewers would just break out, big inning or whatever. It's like I think like Contreras got on base, and Vaughn tripled his first triple of the year. He said I think the first triple since like 2004 or 2024, 2024. So yeah, he's not the fastest guy, but good enough. Then right after that, Gary Sanchez blasts his sixth homer of the year. The crack in his back, baby. Then it was just like the Rockies pitching just could not figure it out. It was like Sanchez hit the homer. Joey Ortiz comes up with the base loaded. Big shocker there. Works a walk. Works in a run. The Terang will get a single, followed by Contreras with ground out or whatever. Is that a ground out into double play? Golly, man, it was. Yeah, it's 2 outs. Yep. There was no looking back. It was 8-3 by the end of that was that sixth inning or whatever, and then it was kind of just working innings or whatever. It's like we get a few more, three more in the ninth inning from Gary Sanchez double, Mitchell triples, and then Rehivo gets a sac fly. Hunter Goodman would end up hitting a homer off of Craig Yoho in the ninth inning, but final score would be 12-4. Like we kind of just beat up on him. So exactly especially when you don't have your real big bats in the lineup too. It's like you have some, but you're missing Yelich, you're missing Bowers. To still do this feels good. Feels good, even though it's not the greatest pitching staff. But hey, every at bat counts, right? So Drohan ended up going 6 1/3. Pretty good line, honestly. It's like you got a quality start and 5 hits, 3 runs, walk, and 4 strikeouts. That is solid. That's super solid. That is a quality start right there. Patrick goes an inning and 2/3 or whatever, and then Craig Yoho will get the ninth. Yoho looks a little better, honestly, than he did last year. I think there was some. I think he's tweaked some stuff and looking good. And considering that the bullpen has been and pitching, like we lost, what was it? Fitzpatrick, the guy we brought up for Hall, and I think it was game 1. Yeah, because I think the intention was he was going to go more than like 1 inning or whatever, but then he ended up getting hurt, and it sounds like he potentially might need Tommy Johns. That sucks, dude. For a young pitcher that looked pretty good, man, Ryan Fitzpatrick, he looks pretty. He got some good stuff. So, fortunately, it sounds like hopefully he won't need Tommy John, but it might just come down to maybe that would be his best move to do it. It's like Yoho's coming up or whatever. I think this Rom was ended up being up for him. Ended up pitching game 2. Yeah, I forget. Did he? No. It was like he had like a double or whatever. He worked through it. But yeah, it's like the fact is that Grant Anderson was pitching game 2 of the Rockies series after taking that like screamer right back at him off his arm. It's like you could still see like the imprint of the ball on his arm. Like it was crazy. And the fact is that he was back and throwing like 3 days later is wild. It's wild. Like you see some guys. I'm like, oh, he's going the IL for sure. Like that's gonna be like a broken bone. Hey, X-ray came back negative. He's throwing just fine. It's crazy, wild. So bullpen's looking a little rough at the moment. I think I recently saw the Brewers like made a trade with the A's for some guy or whatever that was like that. So I think it's just kind of like a, kind of like because like the DFA'd Woodford after that Giants series. So can't say I'm too terribly shocked by that. It's not a big deal in essence. Every bullpen kind of has a guy that just kind of eats innings in games that are lost or won type thing. It's like realistically, had Woodford been a little sharper in that last game versus the Giants, we could have probably won. It doesn't really matter in the end. It does, but doesn't. So, whatever. So it was nice to see Yoho actually like doing really well. Like bring back to my point or whatever. He pitched in 2 of these games. He pitched in game, was it Friday's game, and then today's game on Sunday. So he looked sharp. Yeah, he gave up the home run to Goodman or whatever. But it's like I don't know. He looked sharp to me. Whatever. He had a couple. It was like command still seems to be a bit of an issue. He got a few walks here or there, but I mean like 2 innings he gave up. No hit. There was in Friday's game. It's like 2 innings, no hits, 2 walks, and 3 Ks. It's pretty good. Pretty solid. And it's like, and that's when it's like, I mean, the only hit he gave up was the home run and 2 strikeouts. Not bad. So I think there might actually be a real good spot in there for Yoho. Obviously with all these injuries, I'm hoping Hall won't be too long on the IL for that reason. Because as much as he infuriates me to no end with his excessive amount of walks that he has, but he's been good this year, and I want to have his stuff around with Ashby. So in the end, might mean there will be more work for Ashby, but I think there's definitely an open spot in that bullpen right now for like guy like Craig Yoho. So I'm excited to see him maybe in some other roles beyond just like, okay, well, we just need this guy to eat an inning type thing. It's like, the game's over. It's 12-4, Like, we don't need anything crazy. I'd be curious to know if because that inning took so long, would Patrick have come out for that 9th inning? Kind of, I think once we scored some more runs, that kind of put into Murph's head that I'm like, oh, okay, we need to save Patrick for, bigger innings and stuff like that. So let's get somebody up to save him a little bit for the next series. There's that. So speaking of the next series, we got in the series versus the Athletics. This coming up this weekend, and it's actually a special series because it's actually in Vegas instead of the Sacramento place they are stadium they have been playing in. So I remember that being a thing. It was like the Brewers got a series of the A's actually in Vegas, and then they have the Little League World Classic against the Braves later this year. That's kind of cool. It's fun. So game 1 is going to be Harrison versus Jeffrey Springs. Harrison just keeps doing what he's doing, man. And it's going to be real good. He just needs to keep doing what he's doing. Jeffrey Springs, curious because he was part of the Padres, wasn't he? Wasn't he with the trade with the Padres or no? It doesn't say he was. Tampa Bay. Maybe no. I don't think that's what this was. 4.39 ERA, 3-6 in his starts, 7 innings pitched. 13. That's solid, I guess. Not anything crazy. 4.37 is a little high. I say as like a starter, you probably want to be somewhere in the 3s or whatever. So yeah, that's game 1. Game 2 will be Robert Gasser versus JT Ginn. I think Ginn's been one of their better starters for all year. Didn't he? He had a no hitter going against the Angels earlier this year, and then lost it in the 9th. So yeah, 2.74 ERA, 3-3 in his starts. So he's been pretty good for them. So that will be an interesting one. Hopefully we get a good one from Gasser. Obviously, there are some real hitters within the A's things, whatever. And then game 3, Brewers is yet to determine who their third starter is versus this Perkins. Jack Perkins. 15 starts, 15 games, only one start, so he's making another start. So he's a bullpen guy. So this is probably an opener, I'd have to imagine. Okay. Either an opener or potential moving him from bullpen to starting rotation. I don't know. Who knows? So yeah, that's the probables for that. Obviously with the A's, they have some good hitters in there. The like it was like Lawrence Butler, Nick Kurtz, Shea Langoliers, who's having a career year right now. Brent Rooker, who is Rooker still kind of struggling right now? It's like I remember seeing he was kind of like struggling this year. Numbers not great for OPS. His OPS is 684 right now, 400 slugging, 10 homers. I mean, not bad, not up to his level, I think, though, considering looking at his past years. Like, OPS is from anywhere from 8 to 9, basically. So, yeah, that's, I mean, needs to be something to work on, I guess, but hey, still always a threat. Soderstrom, I mean, there's a lot of good hitters in this lineup type thing. But I definitely see there, and it's like we're missing out. Seeing Luis Severino, I guess, would probably be up there with like JT Ginn for like their best starter. So count that as a win. So hopefully the Brewers offense can kind of do what they did to this Rockies pitching staff, where it's just kind of hit them up, just whether it's home runs or just getting some doubles, getting on base, So that's really what I'm hoping for here. It's really funny if it's like, oh yeah, the A's are playing in their like new-ish kind of stadium. Like it's not quite done, but it's good enough that we can have some people and play ball type thing or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it is. It's like it says Las Vegas Ballpark in Vegas or whatever. So, it'd be really funny for the A's to lose all that. It's like, oh, first win in Vegas, and they don't get it. But it's hard to always ask for a sweep on the road, despite playing against bad teams. I'm like, you're on the road, you never really know what's going to happen. When teams are at home, it's like try harder because you're playing in front of your home stadium and you have the home field advantage. So we'll see if the A's can do that as well. I'm really hoping that they don't, but considering who we have lined up for pitching, it could be. It's like Harrison. I've full confidence that he'll probably really shut down this team or whatever, or at least like Harrison's like I think like 1 to 2 starts away from being like, oh, I feel so confident in this win type thing. It's like, well, I do feel very confident that this isn't like Mizorowski where I'm just sitting here going, oh yeah, we got this. As long as the offense shows up, we got this type thing. Harrison's about 1, maybe 2 starts away from that right now, but and I'm very hesitant to say that as well, but yeah, he's been real good. Gasser is a little bit more tough. I think but he's coming off of like a better start against. What did he last start against? It was San Fran. He won 5 innings, only gave up 1 earned run, so that was good. I'm hoping he can kind of channel that again. So that's that, and then 2BD. I mean, I'd have to believe it's either going to be like. I mean, who am I missing in this rotation? The rotation's kind of weird right now because like the injuries. Don't really know. I mean, it's technically Crow, I think. I think it would technically be Coleman Crow, but we'll see if that's who the Brewers actually end up going for. Could be Drohan, could be Patrick, because he only threw the 2. I mean, he's not going to throw any more innings in the next couple couple of games. It could be Patrick, could be Johan. Johan would be pretty big turnaround, pretty fast. So kind of doubt that there, considering he pitched game 3 today. So we'll see what the Brewers have in mind. Maybe it'll be Sprout. Doesn't feel like that would be there because Sprout pitched game. He pitched game 1, right? I mean, yeah, it definitely could be Sprout. That would be 5 days. That would be his 5th day. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it'd be his 5th day. We'll see if it's Sprout or if it'll be like Coleman Crow or I don't know. So either way, overall feels for the Rockies series. It started out real rough in that first inning or that first game, but hey, win's a win, even if it's not the best looking win. Bats came alive for the second and third one. Mizrowski again showed that he is an ace. In my mind, it's just like I have so much confidence in him and stuff like that. But when he's on the mound, I'm like, I have so much confidence in this team when he's on the mound. It is a different feel with him on the mound this year. It's like I know a lot of people have kind of said like the Brewers have been missing like a true ace, like not to take shots at Freddie Peralta or Prime Woodruff before all the injuries and stuff like that. But it's like I felt pretty confident when those two were on the mound. I'm like, oh yeah, the Brewers should win. As long like I was like, I have full confidence in Freddie Woodruff and stuff like that. Corbin Burns or whatever. It's like Corbin. I know I ended up winning a Cy Young back in 2021, but it's like with Miz, it's different. It's like that it was kind of like how I felt with Burns in that Cy Young year. It's like, man, as long as the offense showed up, it should be a win. Like Burns is dealing. Same thing with Mizrowski. It's like as long as the offense shows up a little bit or whatever, even if it's not a ton, like I have full confidence that we're gonna win. I think it's like Miz has been so good to this point. It's crazy to think one offseason did, and he's just like everything just sort of clicked. Crazy. So that's why I'm like, Harrison is almost automatic too. So he gives a little bit more contact, but that's because he's not throwing 103. So yeah, I mean, easy said. I mean, that's pretty much everything that's really needed to be said here. This is a fairly routine series or whatever against the Rockies. This is not a great Rockies team. Not and everything like that. I'm just glad that we got to like Freeland today. He's killed us in the past or whatever, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot to like, and I'm just kind of rambling stuff like that. There's so much like the Brewers just play well. Minus game 1, for the first like 8 innings. It's like it's just like we played well. And that's we should beat up on bad teams. That's really what it comes down to. Brewers win and make it to their 40th win. That's what I was gonna say. 40th win. It was what was the fastest in franchise history for the 40 wins. So, and it's like it's like a 5-6 game lead in the standings right now. 5-game lead for the Cardinals right now. Yeah. Yes, sir. There's 7-3 in the last that. Yeah. Wow, Cincinnati is really struggling, and that's another thing. It was like for the first time in the all year that every team in the Central is not either at 500 or above for the first time this year. Cincinnati is now 31-33. Wild. It's like it's always I don't know. It's always so funny. It's like maybe it's because I'm a Brewers fan or whatever, and we've been paying attention to the series for or this division for years now or whatever. But it's like, oh, the Brewers are always so good type thing. It's like, how can we underrate them? It's like, well, I don't know, but this Reds team is good. I'm like, I mean, yeah, it's they have a lot of good stuff, man, or whatever and stuff like that. I don't see it. I really don't. Like they got some good pieces. I think losing Hunter Goodman has really affected or Hunter Goodman. Name. Wow, what was the name? God, I can't think. name of that? What was the name of that ace? It was like Hunter or something. I don't know. I mean, I know like that Chase Burns has been really good for them, so I can't say anything about that. But I mean, I'm not here to talk about like yeah, but there's like you forget who runs this this division and stuff like that, and it's like you just gotta keep going, just gotta keep motoring on or whatever. I cannot believe the Cardinals are still in second. By the way, that is crazy to me. I was curious. I was gonna look at the other divisions. It's like Atlanta's at 45 wins. Jeez, Dodgers at 42. Brewers are still right there. Obviously the goal is to try not to be the division winner that has the least amount of wins, because then you have to play in the wild card round. So currently, if the playoffs started today, the Brewers would have to play in that wild card round versus the third wild card, which is what we're trying to avoid here. Which, if I actually look at correctly, I think the Cubs are. Yeah, it would be Brewers versus Cubs at AmFam Field for best 2 out of 3 as of this moment. And it'd be Philadelphia versus the Cardinals. That's pretty wild, pretty crazy. All right, enough of me rambling. That is all for me. So thank you all so much for watching this or whatever. Be sure to subscribe to this if you kind of like this or whatever, or keeping up to date with the Brewers as we go on forth. Late night series against the A's this week, so probably won't be able to watch many of these games, considering every game starts at 9 and I have to be up early for work. So I will try and my darndest to watch back the games over, but yeah. So I will be back on, what was it, Day or Thursday or whatever. They have an off day. Thursday, right? Yeah, it's off day Thursday because then they come back. Yeah, then that's the series versus the Phillies. That's right. Next weekend is the series versus the Phillies. That'd be a big one. So I'll be back up and probably I'll try and post it on Thursday, I think. The recap of the A's series. So till then, I will see you all on Thursday. Let's go get them A's and let's not let them have a win in Vegas. How about it? Huh? That'd be fun. Anyway, bye-bye.